Joining us now on SportsCenter, ESPN baseball analyst Curt Schilling, along with ESPNNewYork.com's Andrew Marchand. And Andrew, I'm going to start with you. I don't know, it almost feels like the Yankees are looking for ways to keep Alex Rodriguez off the field and out of their dugout. What's going on behind the scenes here?
Well, that's how Alex feels, definitely that the Yankees are trying to conspire to keep him off. He has lawyers, keeping track of everything, trying to see if there's any sort of grievance possibility. But the Yankees will point out, A-Rod was the one who started off with the quad injury, and he brought it up during his rehab. And then last week, he couldn't DH. He couldn't play third base. He had a DH on Saturday. Then he couldn't play on Sunday. He was supposed to come back on Monday. Instead, they sent him for an MRI, and then they found the grade 1 strain.
How are you feeling about how are the Yankees feeling about A-Rod getting this second medical opinion? What do they plan to do about that?
Well, I just talked to a source. They're likely to fine A-Rod. They haven't fully decided yet, but that's their plan, their course of action, because the CBA, you're supposed to inform the team in writing if you're going to seek a second opinion. He did not do that.
I'm going to keep the conversation going, and Curt, I'm going to ask you this. How do you see all of this playing out? Because I know you have your crystal ball always on.
Well, there's so many punchlines to that question right now. The first thing that jumps out at me is conspiring denotes some sort of secrecy here. I don't imagine that there's any secrecy on his part as to how they feel about him. You're making $25 million a year. They do not want you on the field. And I don't mean just the front office. I would imagine a lot of players in the clubhouse, not as a personal thing, but I got to believe this would be a nightmare for Yankee players to have to address this in addition to everything else. I said in spring training, I do not believe he ever puts the Yankee pinstripes on again in the big leagues to play for them.
You think we've seen the last of him in the majors?
I don't know about the majors.
Okay.
I think the ban that they're after is going to eventually be a lifetime ban no matter how long it is, but I think they're pushing to make sure he doesn't come back.
Let me ask you something, though. Why would this distraction be any bigger than what the Yankees have put up in the past?
But you know what? They're playing good baseball. Contrary to what they've gone through, the injuries, all the stuff that they've gone through, they've battled, they've stayed alive. They've done a lot of things. They could potentially make a move or two at the deadline to get back in the East race. This would be a nightmare. Because this is not one of those things that you can address. This is not like the Patriots before camp where they address it and it goes away.
Right.
It doesn't go away in New York. It doesn't go away in Boston. Andrew knows this. This would live with them for the rest of the year every single day.
The thoughts, facts, and opinions from Curt Schilling and Andrew Marchand.